Hi, how lovely to be here. My name is Selena Joy Lovett. I'm a psychic medium and I'm an intuitive healer. So it's so wonderful to be here. I've just been watching everybody else and there's just such magical energy around. So it's really lovely. Let me just have a click and I hope that I will be able to see comments come up if anybody else is on. But it's so wonderful to be here. I'm actually, I'm English, but I'm phoning in or zooming in from Spain. So I was just like this, hoping that I've got the time right because I'm awful with time zones. So I hope I'm in the right place at the right time, which will probably be a bit of a first in my life. Anyway, it's so wonderful to be here. My spiritual journey has been sort of, I always like that meme that sort of says people's spiritual journeys, and mine has definitely been like that. And I feel that nearly everybody working in this industry, us empaths and as light workers, we tend to have a more perhaps challenging time of life. Lots of situations come up because we're learning so many life lessons so that we can impart that knowledge about what we've learned to others. But it does mean, I feel, for us that we have to take a little bit extra care of ourselves. So, I've done this for myself. The way I take a bit of care of myself to keep my energy high so I can support others. And everything that's helped me along my journey is, first of all, I started reading tarot cards and I loved them because they took confusion out of my life. They helped me, stay in a high vibe because instead of having confusion, self-doubt, I could pull a card and sort of be directed and know where I'm going. So that to me is an important thing. I know I'm here to speak about pleasure. So this is something that really gives me a lot of pleasure because it's such a simple tool that we can put into our lives, develop our intuition and trust our intuition through tarot cards. I actually made my own. So I produced my own cards because I just loved them. So, and they're all about self-help. Instead of, some people are quite scared of tarot because they think they're quite harsh, but these are all sort of ways of helping you on your pathway and developing, empowering yourself so you actually enjoy it. And I actually wrote this book which is all about self-care and empowerment, so I'm going to get back to that in a little bit. So that was a little bit of my journey. I first was all about psychic mediumship, tarot, but recently, 20 years ago, time sort of a bit like that with me, it flies so quickly. I got into healing and I went on a long healing journey, firstly for myself and then for friends and family. I would be doing readings and healings, and then obviously for my own family, which was amazing. So that's sort of a little bit about me. If anyone's got any questions, please pop them in the comments if anybody is on. But it's, as I say, it's lovely to be here. So I've been invited on, which is so lovely, as I keep saying. But it's so I'm here to speak a little bit about the path or the steps to pleasure. So personally, what I've found is if you want to have pleasure in your life, you've got to have a space for it, making time for it. But more than anything, as empaths, as light workers, as people that help others, sometimes we put ourselves very much last. So, and there's no time or energy for experiencing pleasure. Hi Anne, I've just seen Anne coming on. And so there's no time to experience pleasure. But also what happens as an empath, we tend to collect, we're a bit like a sponge, we tend tend to collect other people's woes and their negative energy. We take on their problems and we want to make them better. So we give so much of our energy away that it's really difficult then to have time and space for pleasure for us. And as we know, it's such a rewarding job that we do as empaths or light workers, whatever, in whichever industry you're in, but it can get very draining. I know that, I don't know whether you've ever experienced this, that you go out shopping or to a party or to a concert, and everybody comes back and they've all had a fantastic time, but you arrive home feeling absolutely exhausted and just ready for bed or drained energetically. And, I find that this happens quite a lot if we don't take care of our energy. You can get up in the morning, feel good, and then watch the news, bump into your neighbor who's got all these woes and problems. And so your your vibe starts coming down. So this is really my path to pleasure, is really all about taking care of your own energy. Intention is such an important thing for us, and so really all we have to do is set our intentions to help our energy. So it's really lovely to get into a routine where when you get up in the morning, when you wake up in the morning, you just spend a couple of minutes just perhaps giving thanks in a vibe of gratitude, giving thanks for the things that you do have in your life. Even if things are going shitty, you've woken up, you've got that first breath, and you've got hope. So if you're in that vibe of hope, you've got and gratitude, you've got a positive start to the day. So perhaps it's waking up, giving a little bit of blessings and thanks for everything that you have. Breathing is really important to make some space for pleasure, because again, if we're tense from other people's problems or even our own, then we're in a state of tension and fear, and it's hard to feel that pleasure. So it is, again, waking up with gratitude, taking a few breaths, and then starting the day with not just cleansing ourselves, but actually making a routine of cleansing our energy. So perhaps if you get up and shower, you can go into the shower and just do a shower meditation. So that beautiful water that's coming down, that we're grateful for, is coming down and not only washing our bodies, but it's washing our energy, cleansing our energy, and just washing our emotions away. So if you've had a heavy day the day before, you can wash your emotions away and watch them go down the plug hole. So that again allows a little bit of space for some pleasure to come in. Also, if we then, once we step out of the shower with our nice clean energy, we can then place an energy bubble around us, which will protect us from absorbing other people's energy. So if you wake up, you feel good, you've done your gratitude, you've cleansed, you've put your bubble around you, and you feel really good, that is, it's such a good habit to get into, because as we are all energy, we know that we are all energy, and our energy sort of comes out as our aura, which I'm sure you all know, but our aura projects out. And if we come across somebody who's got a prickly vibration or an angry vibration, or they're in shock or chaos or depression, and their aura, their energy touches yours, you can actually start feeling it and absorbing it. Especially, again, being an empath, you can bring that vibration into your body. Then you actually start to feel it, because it goes into your hormone, well, your vagus nerve and your adrenaline all just starts because they perceive this energy as something that's happening. So this vibration moves through our energy field, activates our adrenaline, our fight or flight, and the cortisol, the stress. And so we can end up feeling really quite anxious, and yet it's not our feeling, it's not our issue, it's not our problems, it's the person that we've met. So it's really important to cleanse your energy and then place a protective bubble. And all it is with intention. You can just sort of place a cloak around you just to protect your aura. And you can do that throughout the day so that you know that that helps protect you. Then what you can also do is ground yourself, because even though you're in the bubble, your bubble can get moved by other people's strong, if you go on like the metro, public transport, and there's a big vibe, working in a school like I know Anne works in, so you can walk in, or she was working in, so you can walk into somewhere and there may be so much vibration going on that even if your energy is protected, you still may feel pushed around by this vibration. And I'm sure you can walk into a room and you can feel perhaps a coldness or a vibration, harshness. So if you've got your energy bubbling, and then you've just got to ground yourself and tether yourself to Mother Earth. And these exercises, it sounds like I'm given a lot to do, but they literally take a couple of minutes, and it is just getting in to a routine that you can remember to do. So you just sort of put your ball of protection around you, again with intention. You can make it a ritual and make it something a bit more special, but really all you've got to do is sort of put your cover around you, and then just breathe. Even if you're with people, just with your breath. And breath is really important, just to calm yourself so you can again feel that pleasure. But with your breath, you can just breathe in and imagine perhaps a gold cord coming down from your star chakra, coming down from the universal white light energy, coming down through your chakras, through your crown chakra, all the way down your spine, all the way down to your root chakra, and then running all the way through Mother Earth, through the crust of Mother Earth, going down right into the root of Mother Earth. And then you can just imagine that gold cord, that gold ribbon, anchoring and tethering your energy, your chakras to Mother Earth, and grounding yourself. And then again with that action, your bubble is unmoved by everybody else's thoughts, feelings, or vibration, or even just the chaos of the world. There's so much going on at the moment that it can just really help us in our day-to-day life. Even if you're not going outside, you can do this exercise. So the more we sort of connect into ourselves by doing these, the more that it helps us make space for pleasure and know our own feelings. Because if we're going out and we're noticing the feelings of other people, then we can sometimes get feeling the anxiety of the other people, that we're not feeling happy. Even though we've got nothing to be miserable about or to be anxious about, we're not feeling happy because we've taken on other people's feelings. Okay, I'm just going to have a look. I can't see any comments coming up. I just wondered if anyone has any questions as we're going along. I can't actually see anything, but refreshing the page. I've had to use my iPad as there's a big storm here, and I've got no internet on my computer, so I just don't know whether I've got any comments coming up. So the main thing is looking after our energy, and that brings us peace, which brings us pleasure. Knowing ourselves and our own feelings can really help us. But also the other thing that I find has been so so helpful on my journey is really going into my ancestral healing, womb healing. I feel, as I said in the beginning, we've all been, all us spiritual workers have been on difficult or traumatic times. We've had a lot of challenges. And I feel that that makes us really look into our soul, really go within to find ways that we can help ourselves. And for me, it's really been, although I always did healing, I always did chakra balancing, I did psychic mediumship, all these different things. But the tool that really helped me was going right into my womb to heal my ancestral energy. Because again, to find that pleasure, if you're bringing in the baggage of your ancestors and you're still bringing in the trauma, the energy of traumas that you've had, especially as a child or through sexual experiences, even though we try and keep our energy running, because we've got this, I'm going to say like a problematic chakra, the womb chakra, because it has this damaged, perhaps, energy, if we want to call it that, then it can upset the balance of the others. So you're never really vibing in pure pleasure because you're either worrying about, or you've still got the memories of some trauma that's come in. So what I have been doing a lot of is going through with groups of ladies, which has been absolutely fantastic. And what we do is we work with the moon, because the moon again is something to a great resource that we all should take pleasure in working with. And this can add to our pleasure if we start to go with the energy of the moon. Because we're not machines, we can't do everything, 24/7. We're not powerhouses. And if we sort of go back to the way our bodies are synced, so when we come up to perhaps the dark moon, we rest. The new moon is when we start to really get out there and show ourselves or create or launch a project. And then as the time goes through, the full moon, perhaps it's a time you feel more tired. So if you notice your patterns with the moon, you can also sync up and see how you feel. And that can help you feel the pleasure. I know when it's coming up to full moon, I don't program so many readings. I plan earlier nights and I make my life so it suits me. So it is like, yeah, I'm not coming out tonight because it's the full moon. But that is me, because if I go out, I know that I get a bit pushed and pulled by everybody else's energy. So one of the freebies I've got on my website is something, mine's actually fallen apart, but you can print yours off new. You see mine's been really used, but it's all about working with the moon. So what you can do is start becoming aware of how the moon affects you. So you can write in, whether it's positive, negative, you feel more tired, perhaps your period syncs up with the full moon, and then you can just sort of keep a track of your energy levels. So that is really fantastic. But also what there is to help you with pleasure is all about manifesting. So with the full moon, you can let go of what no longer serves you. And then with the new moon, you can start focusing on what you need to manifest, or what your energy needs to manifest into your life to make your life happier. So within this, you've got a few card spreads, and they are so easy. Even if you've never picked up cards before, you can pick up such a range. As I say, I'm a real tarot addict, so you can always use my cards, and the book will help you. But really, it is all about using your own intuition, and that again brings you more pleasure, because the more you use your intuition, the easier life is. Once you really sort of start tracking into yourself or tuning into yourself, you get to know yourself more. So with the new moon, you can just sort of pull a card and think, what do I need to focus on? These are so simple. These cards are the self-care, what are they called? The self-care sacred oracle. And it's like, what do you need to focus on this new moon? Aromatherapy. So you can think, yeah, okay, I'm going to go and treat myself to a nice scent, slow down, pause, smell, and you know that there may be something in it. You know, if you're guided towards a certain scent, it will definitely bring you some pleasure. And it's the same with the full moon. You just, you know, what do I need to let go of? What do I need to do within the full moon? And then we've got the gratitude list. So they're so simple, these little spreads that you can do for yourself, or you can join me in the VIP Tarot Club and you can learn more about tarot. But really, you don't need to learn too much. You just need either your tool, you know, your intuition tool, where you can use your cards, your oracle cards, pendulum, or you just take that moment around the new moon just to feel, you know, what are you drawn to bring into your life? And then around the full moon, what are you drawn to let go of? So it's a really, it's such a lovely thing that's there. It's so magical and we tend to ignore it. So it's a really lovely routine to get into, working with the moon, using the cycle, seeing how you feel with it, and then also intuitively asking what you need to start and what you need to let go of, because we keep needing to let go of things to allow space for pleasure. You know, again, even with manifesting, we can't keep manifesting things. You know, it's like, I remember working with a client who was wanting to manifest a new boyfriend, but she was still sort of obsessed with her partner. So her energy, if we've got this 100, you know, 100% of energy, and 70% of her energy was still focused on the past. I'm focused on what he was doing, what's his new girlfriend like. And it's like, well, unless you sort of clear it out of your energy, then you can actually focus on bringing something that's now more aligned with your energy. Okay, so that's what we do. So we go in the subscription, we work with the full moon to let go of ancestral energy, to heal the wounds through sacred symbols. So we go in, because it can be that what's stopping our pleasure is repetitive behavior, being negative to ourselves, which isn't actually sometimes our problems, but it's problems our ancestors, our wounds that our ancestors have had, and they weren't able to at the time to heal those wounds or trauma. And so now we've got the opportunity to do this by this lovely group meditation, where, as I say, we use sacred symbols to go into heal the wounded mothers that we have, and the wounded fathers. And then it really helps us change our vibration, and again allow more time and space for pleasure. What we also do in the womb healing, which I find fascinating, because I know in my life it's happened, that when we have a partner in our life, when we have an intimate partnership, when we take a lover, we don't just take them physically, we take them energetically and internally. So this intimate relationship is in your energy. So that what you may find, unless you sort of do your energy cleansing, and more importantly, womb cleansing, is that you're attracting the same sort of partner time after time. Or until the lessons learned, as the saying goes. But I know with my life, I had a terrible partner at one stage in my life. I moved away from that relationship, but a few years later, wham, he didn't come back in my life, but exactly the same vibration came back in my life. So I feel that unless you sort of clean that energy out, you can still attract these people. So with the full moon, we do a lot of womb healing, cord cutting, energy cleansing, and just sort of healing our vibration to make a space that we can sort of start again. And so then we meet again at the new moon, so we can then within that space start manifesting things that are more in aligned to how our energy has changed. And it's really lovely, because working in group, you sort of send those intentions out and they come back to you tenfold. So if it is, you know, pleasure that you're looking for, you need to make space for it. work with yourself intuitively to actually know what you want, because again, as you cut through these cords of your ancestral energy or partners or people that have been around you, especially as I say through the womb healing, you can actually start tuning into your voice and asking yourself what actually makes you happy. Because a lot of the time with manifesting, we sort of think, oh yeah, I want to manifest that because your neighbour's got a Porsche or your friend's doing really well at her banking job. But it's their journey, their path. And if you're sitting there trying to manifest, something that you think is going to make you happy, but you've not actually tuned into you, you're going to manifest things. And after a while, you're going to think, wow, that Porsche doesn't actually make you happy if you actually get one. But because if it's not aligned with your vibration, it's not going to come in, and it's just sort of a bit of a waste of time. So it's all about making the space, cutting cords, and then really finding out what you want, what makes you tick, what makes you happy, and then doing more of it. And I feel that a lot of the time these days with Instagram and social media and all the reality TVs, a lot of the time we feel that we should be doing something that brings us pleasure because they're doing it, they've got it, they look like that, they're acting like that. And we sometimes get a bit brainwashed, I think. So it's really great to have this energy cleanse, ground yourself, and then actually say, what is it that I want? How do I feel about that? But it's about getting to know you and becoming really self-aware. And to do that, what I've found in my journey is really asking myself, journaling, connecting, as I say, with the full moon, and just asking, talking to myself, getting to know myself. But also if I get a little bit stuck, or not trusting my intuition, I pull my tarot cards out and I just sort of start asking, how do I feel? How's things going? Where should I be focused on? And they just help me through. So, like this card, so it's come through Temperance. So I just know that to help me bring more pleasure in my life, I need to balance. And then you can go a little bit deeper with the cards and ask, how do I do that? With or without cards. But it is all about becoming more self-aware, looking after our energy, and then doing the energy cleansing. It's not, I feel, this is my personal opinion, it's not or it wasn't good enough for me just to cleanse off my energy at the end of the day after doing healing treatments or talking to my clients. It just wasn't enough, because it just cleaned, it was like dusting off the surface, but it wasn't getting into the nitty-gritty areas that there was a stagnant energy. So womb healing did it for me. It allowed me to open up, to become me, to step into the sort of divine feminine energy, and to really own myself and know what makes me happy, and not live my life for other people. I've just had a little look, there's some comments coming up now. So yes, cells carry memories, so the trauma gets passed down through the generations. And it is such an amazing thing, isn't it, Nicola? It's incredible. And once we realize that, we can really start peeling back the layers and healing. And it is so wonderful. And healing is messy, it's not the best journey, but it's so worthwhile. Sometimes it's, peeling back, that brings tears, that brings, some pain that comes up, memories, but it's so freeing when we do it. And then life is just pleasurable. It takes the stress and tension and the pressure we sometimes lay on ourselves when we heal ourselves, especially from childhood and from ancestral trauma. So yes, Sync into the Moon is amazing. So please, it's a freebie. You can just sign up. I don't do that many newsletters because I'm pretty disorganized, so I probably only write about once a month. I do a moonology thing that if you want to sign up to the newsletter, you'll get, and I talk about full moons. But it's just lovely. I love it because I sort of write through it. Keeps me sane. And what advice do you have for someone that wants to learn tarot? Tarot is so easy and I love it. I run a VIP tarot club where we meet and there's lessons so you can learn different things about elements and the different cards, the major arcana, and different spreads. But really it is so easy, and it's something you can do on your own if you just allow yourself some time. You can just start by picking, just getting a pack of cards, my cards, and gosh, I don't even know. So you get a pack of cards. These are my cards. You can just give them a shuffle and just ask a question that's on your mind, so you can do this every day. So you build up a bit of a tarot practice and you then get to know your cards, you get to connect to them. So you can just ask, what do we need to know right now? And we've got the Hangman come in. So this is like, we just need to pause. We just need to allow perhaps all the information that we're getting from this summit to just sort of sink in, so we get to a state of enlightenment. We don't need to do anything yet. And also because we're sort of in the pause between the start of the new moon, which is coming in on Wednesday, Thursday, and then it'll be time to perhaps put everything we've learned into action. But you can then just look at the card intuitively and feel, and the colors will speak to you, the symbols, and then you can just get to know it. Or you can just pick the book up and have a little look about what the book says. So tarot is amazing. I have also written this book all about learning tarot. So in it helps with the numerology, with spreads, and the meanings to all the cards. But this book also really helps because for me, what I found one of the biggest perhaps blocks of feeling pleasure and feeling happiness in my life is I used to overthink everything. If I had a decision to make, if I was worried about what was going to happen at work, I would just worry about anything that was going to happen, anything that had happened, and what would happen, what could happen. So tarot really calmed my mind. So I would do my energy cleanse, I would ground, and then pick a card, and it would bring advice through to me. So I wrote this book because with the intention that yes, you can use it to learn tarot, but you can also just hold a problem in your mind and ask for some advice. So I'm just going to just connect into the collective and just ask for some insight and guidance for the group. And then I'm just going to flick to a page, and what have we got? We've got the world. So whatever problem, issue, whatever you had in your mind, this advice or insight comes to you. So it's all about the world. So it's success, completion, and fulfillment. So this is a wonderful card. So this can signify travel, rewards, recognition, a change of employment or promotion, and successful results. Changes are felt from within as you also start feeling you can do whatever you want. This has helped unearth your confidence as you can step up and show the world who you truly are. So maybe this is the collective effect of the energy of this beautiful group. So this card, or this page, signifies that you have also come to a point in your life where you have reached your goals and achieved some success and fulfillment. The world will keep turning and offering you new choices and opportunities. Even though you have reached your goals, don't stand still, as the world is forever bringing changes and placing crossroads in your path. However, for now, celebrate and enjoy the success, promotion, and recognition for work well done. Celebrate your achievements. Different choices may be coming into your life, so make sure you pick the ones that excite you and are right for you, as this good news will take you to the next level. Be grateful for what you have achieved. Share your gratitude with the world. Help others whenever you can, as you are now more experienced and in a better position to do so. If it's not people you help, then show your gratitude to Mother Earth for providing for you. Giving back to society keeps the world turning and balanced. Share love, luck, and it will keep coming back to you. You certainly have achieved a lot. You've achieved your goals and now have things to celebrate, like all the self-growth you have made and all that you have gained along this journey. Enjoy the moment and the success. Don't be greedy and become obsessed, wanting more and more. Just be grateful and satisfied with what you have done and don't drive yourself too hard. Now you've got the whole world in your hands. From this point onwards, it's very easy to make choices. Where do you want to go? The world is turning in your favor, bringing in more possibilities, and you can do whatever you wish if you focus on it. Anything possible is positive. Everything possible. Positive is possible. I couldn't get those words out. You are strong enough now to face any difficulties that come your way. Whereas you may have previously wanted to move or run away from situations, you can now take it all in your stride. You've learned the game of life and how to win. Think positively and know that the universe has your back. Trust your instincts and trust that you have successfully come this far. And you will keep being led in the right direction. Don't take it all too seriously, as it's a game, a journey to be enjoyed without rushing and with as much peace in your heart as you can have. With compassion for others and gratitude, you are always in the receptive mode for intuition and new opportunities. Not allowing fear and doubt to block your way will keep you open and constantly attracting good things to you. Don't focus on the small things. Keep the complete picture in mind and you will reach your goals while enjoying the journey. Get to know yourself and how you fit into this world and your purpose here. The answers are within, as you hold the world in your hands, ready to cast in the direction you want to go. So I hope you enjoyed that. It feels really relevant for actually what we're doing here, but it was probably one of the longest sections in the book, so I hope I didn't bore everybody. Oh dear. So I hope that this has given a few pointers about pleasure, doing the cleansing, the womb healing. If you would love to, or if you'd like to, I'd love you to come to join in the full moon cleansing and the new moon manifesting and the healing and even the tarot club if you want to learn tarot. But I feel that, it's just having the confidence and the time just to pause, to get to know yourself and not everybody else. Boundaries are also so important. I missed that bit. I had a few things written down and I've just gone off on a tangent. But I really hope you enjoyed that. If anybody has any questions, please let me know. And it's been so lovely connecting with you all. I would love to connect you all on Instagram. My account got hacked, so I had to start from new. So it'd be lovely to see you over there. And it's Healing with Selena on Instagram. I think I've nearly followed everybody that's on here because, as I said, the energy was so lovely. So it's so good to meet a bunch of like-minded people. So yeah, thank you and many blessings. Thank you ever so much. Thank you, Nicola. It's been so wonderful meeting you, and thank you. Okay, many blessings.